Was pushing cars are bunting onto the main track. Look out, Duncan! Stop! But it was too late. Skarloey crashed into Duncan's cars. Bunting flew into the air. It fell all over Skarloey. Duncan was cross. Oh, sorry, Duncan, but I must get the puppet show to the children. Rusty was pulling cars of special ice cream. Out of my way! I can't stop! Rusty stopped right across the tracks. Skarloey bashed into Rusty's cars. Ice cream flew into the air and spattered all over the engines. Rusty was cross. Now there would be no ice cream at the puppet show. Sorry, Rusty, but I must get the puppet show to the children.
Later, Thomas was traveling home on the same line. He was pulling freight cars filled with vegetables. The signalman had forgotten to warn his driver about the crossing. That's nice. We don't need to stop, said Thomas happily. Yes, we do, called his driver. But it was too late. Instead, they saw an old station. Disaster lay ahead.
When he could, it was too late.
The branch line couldn't take his weight, and the rails buckled. Oh, help! Gordon cried as he slid off the tracks and into a field. No one was hurt, but poor Gordon felt very undignified. What will Sir Topham Hatt say? He groaned.
Down called Thomas's driver and applied the brakes. Poor Thomas stood dazed and surprised in a muddy pond as a toad eyed him suspiciously. Bust my... Slow down, called Thomas's driver and applied the brakes. Poor Thomas stood dazed and surprised in a muddy pond as a toad eyed him suspiciously. Bust my buffers, muttered Thomas. The day started so well, too.
We must warn the...
No, heading straight for me, squeaked Percy.
He whistled, but there was no reply. Meanwhile, Henry had noticed something too. My train's getting heavier, he thought to himself. I'm slowing down. Then there was trouble. No one was hurt, but a strong smell of fish hung in the air.
And firemen were drinking cocoa in the caboose. The kipper is due, said the conductor. Who cares, said the fireman. This is good cocoa. The driver got up. Come on, firemen, back to our engine. They got out just in time. Here worm either. Percy gave them such a fright that boxes and bags burst everywhere. Oh, groaned Percy. Sticky streams of jam trickled down Percy's face. A top hat hung on his lamp iron. Worst of all, a pair of trousers coiled lovingly around. All the same, he and his driver decided to start home early. Then came trouble. A crate of treacle was upset all over Percy.
Salty was at the bottom of the hill. He was waiting for a signal. He didn't know Thomas was coming down the hill. Thomas was out of control. Thomas braked as hard as he could. But the freight cars of fish were too heavy. "Oops," said Thomas. "Sorry." Salty was covered in fish.